All right, welcome back to the Dromatic Show podcast. I am your host, Dromatic, along with my boy Los P in the building.
Yeah, we here.
Los P, what's good, bro?
Man, you know, it's another day, man. How you living?
Doing good, man. Doing good. We also got my boy Cortez. He came back for another episode. Cortez, how's it going,
I'm
bro?
good, man. I'm good. What's going on?
Nothing much, man. We just chilling here on a Friday night in the Basement 2019, one of our locations in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. Cortez, we're going to talk a little bit about the total package investment. We're going to get just right into that. So tell me, what's going on with the total package investment? I've been watching your Instagram.
Right.
You've been doing a lot of posts. I'm just been trying to figure out what you've been talking about here. So tell us a little bit about the total package investment.
Right. Yeah, man. So it's been straight warfare, man. It's, because I've been trying to get out of debt. So that's been the main thing. So, I started January 2019 just with a new focus, and the focus was really, all right, 2019, I'm getting out of debt, period. Like that's basically, how I'm gonna start this year. And so currently, so I started the year with $48,000 in the hole. So
48 G's in the hole.
Yeah, man, in the hole, man.
So how much was that with dealing with, I guess, like your college education? Like how much was that?
35.
So basically 35K was pretty much eaten up by your student loans.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah. Yep. And then the rest of it was car loans and credit card and Uncle Sam.
Good old Uncle Sam.
How much did your Uncle Sam?
About 4,000. Yeah, about 4,000. So, but yeah, so started the year with 48,000, and right now I'm at 18,000, man.
So you already brought down 18 G's within the last 6 months.
Yeah, so 30.
So you gotta tell us your secret.
30,000,
Yes.
30,000, man. I put away. So now the good thing is that of that 35,000 that was with student loans, I was able to settle half of that because that was broken up into two loans. One was a private loan, and then the other one was a federal loan. And so with the private loan, you can negotiate those loans. And so I called them, and the debt collector basically said, you know what, we will settle on this loan. I said, for how much? Because it was 18,000 for that one particular loan.
Right.
And they said 5,000. I'm like,
5 G's?
yeah, 5,000.
Yo, how desperate are they to get money back from people? They bringing it down to 5,000.
For real though,
Like, how
man.
desperate
Listen.
are you? Like, ain't nobody.
This is, that loan started back in 2001 though. So
Yo, you got 18-year loan, you just now paying on that. Bro, like, how much interest did that bring over time?
most of it was about 12,000, 13,000 if I remember correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was when you started training for, was it HVAC?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that's why they were desperate. They was like, let's get some money from this guy. At least we can get something. So
19 years.
but then they said this though. They said, but we have a special that if you settle in the month of January, we only want 1,700.
Oh man.
Yeah. So it went from me owing $18K, and then I only paid $1,700 on that private loan.
Yo, that was a blessing.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Definitely.
That was a blessing.
Yeah.
Lowe's, how much you owe for your student loans? How long did you go to college? Like, what, like a week, 2 weeks? Just dropped out.
Yo,
Yeah.
probably like 2 days.
2 days.
That was like a year, man. I ain't take out no loans though, man.
That's
you know
good,
what?
though.
It's
That's
funny,
good.
though, Cortez. I ever tell you the story actually how I met Carlos?
I don't think so, man.
I actually met Carlos in college. That's actually how we met. We had
Was Martin?
Yeah, Martin Community.
Yeah,
Okay.
Martin Community College, which is a small community college in Eastern.
But I
North
thought you
Carolina.
met him. I thought you knew him before college. I thought it was in high school.
No, I always knew of him.
Okay.
I always
Yeah.
knew like we were gonna be cool. I told him that story too.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
It's just like I
The
always
lawn
knew we were gonna
change.
be cool.
Yeah.
And like the craziest thing,
Have it.
When I actually first heard Carlos talk, like we was in college, man, he just made like the most disrespectful joke to this female. Like he was like, "Yo, baby, your hairy duty hole." I'm like, "Yo, like this dude is wild, man." I mean, he was like saying in front of the teacher and everything. I'm like, he ain't got no home training. But like right then and there, I was just laughing about. Myself, man. It was like 15 years old.
I didn't know that, man. I didn't know that you.
And also
met
for
him,
the
Martin.
listeners, Carlos was actually he was supposed to have been on that 5th show back in season 1 for the Debt Collab, but he's actually the 4th member of the category 4 that we actually rap with. Carlos,
legendary
what you
group.
been up to these last couple of years, bro?
Man, just getting my mind right, working, working on a new project, working on some clothing, can't waste no talent. So,
Carlos, you do so many things, man. You're almost like a Jamaican.
I hear that a lot, though, man.
I mean, like he does clothes, music. I mean, he does some of everything. What are your main goals this year? I mean, what you really trying to work on?
Well, I want to drop this EP, man, in the next upcoming months, and then just use that money and keep building and get a clothing line started by the end of the year.
How long you been rapping?
Man, I've been in the game about 20 years.
Like 20 years strong, right?
Oh yeah, man. Since a youngin'.
Yeah, man. I know you've been touching some of like the bigger hits in the rap game over the last couple of years and stuff, man. But you've always just taught me, man, that like no matter what, just keep grinding, just keep pushing. Like even if you don't get it that year, you come the next year, you come hard.
Definitely.
You just always motivated me to to continue, man, until you just get your dream.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna come, man. It's already written in history, man. That we're gonna make it. You just gotta keep pushing, because all the time that you don't make it, it's practice. You sharpening your skills.
Yeah,
so when the opportunity hit,
you're always doing that. And something to my other listeners who you guys are always sending me music in my inbox. I want to apologize for saying that, I'd never respond back to tell you guys that I appreciate your music or anything like that. But it's one thing that I want you guys to just kind of help me out. I was talking with Los a couple of weeks ago, and, we're thinking about starting an independent label. Los is telling me that he says most independent artists, they don't want to be signed under a label anymore. And that was one thing I felt like I could kind of agree with it at some extent, but I always felt like there are some artists that feel like they can just prosper if they actually sign under a label.
Yeah.
Cortez, how do you feel about that, bro? Like, you think it's like right now, you think it's the best time for artists to just stay on their own and do their own thing, or just try to get partner with the label?
Right. I mean, so, as far as like me and speaking about the rap game like that, I don't know a lot in terms of like what's current. But
no, as an entrepreneur.
But as an entrepreneur, that's what I would do. So ownership is for me everything, right? So if you sell less records but it's all yours, then to me that's a win. Yeah. That's a win because you control it and you own it. And so as far as that is concerned,
Going back to 2001 when you were actually down in Houston and you were actually studying for your HVAC. Right. I think what was his name that was really popular back then in the Houston rap game?
Lil Flip.
It was Lil Flip.
And DJ Screw.
DJ Screw. Mm-hmm. And it was also, what was my man's name? Slim Thug.
Slim Thug, yep.
How many albums were they actually selling back then at the time before, like, the other parts of the world knew about them?
Well,
you guys were on them, like...
Yeah. Back in 2001, I don't know. Like, I don't know what their numbers were. I don't know what their numbers were. So when I was there, it was just all HVAC. But I heard about them because everyone talked about them. And I saw, was it Little Flip or Slim Thug? I want to say it was Little Flip. Someone pointed him out to me. He was like, oh, yeah, that's Little Flip. And he was driving around in an Escalade with rims on it. So, apparently he was doing well. So, but as far as the numbers were concerned, I don't know. But I knew that they were very popular. All of Houston knew about them. And then when I came back to North Carolina, 2003, 2002, I didn't hear about them here. But then I think probably 2006, 2007 is when they became known to the nation.
They got mainstream like at that point.
Yeah, so it was like, I've been knew about this guy because, he was famous locally. So,
and that brings me to my next point. Like, how important is it to have your local counterparts backing you up before you actually get into the industry? Los, I know you've been in the Raleigh industry for or the Raleigh scene rather, for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
How is it important for them, like the city, to actually have your back and support you, through your different albums before you actually come mainstream? How important is that?
I mean, it's very important because, if you're not making noise like with the people you close with and the people that you can easily hand something to, I mean, how much money you think you can bring a label? That's how they're looking at it. Like, he's not even known in his area, so how can he make it worldwide?
All right, so basically what you're saying is the independent artists, they need to have some type of buzz or some type of proof that they're actually being successful before they come up to a label, or I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's an investment. They got to be worth it. They got to show they're worth the investment. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody just going to jump on some project when, they don't know the revenue. Real businessmen, they do the numbers.
When you were first starting with your CDs, like, how did you approach people to get them to play your records? Did you do that at one point, or did you just not like push your things towards CDs, or?
Well, when I, really got the opportunity to release some music, everything was online. I didn't really have to have a hard copy. Nobody had CD players in the cars, so it was just. You got to go online and market, be in people's faces, go perform, spend a little money in some facilities, you got to court attention at all costs.
All right, let me ask y'all something. I wanted to ask y'all this, like, for the last couple of years, C and Carlos. Mm-hmm. When we actually had our rap group back in the early 2000s, where do you guys think we went wrong for us not to move forward with it? What do you think our biggest mistake was at the time? And for people that are actually starting off now, that just, again, doing the independent thing, what do you feel like they can do different than what we didn't do at the time that probably had us at a major setback?
The sacrifice. We didn't know it took every minute of the day. You got to give it your all to get it all back, and we didn't put that time in the proper time. This is a 24-hour job. You know what I'm saying? 7 days a week.
Cortez, do you think we was in it for the right reasons back then? I think that was our biggest downfall because we wanted to just get rich quick.
Right.
And, not put in the label like Carlos just said. We just wanted just the women and the money. Like, that was our vision. I think we had an incorrect vision of it. We didn't do it for the passion and the love of hip hop. I felt like at the time, I know for myself, it was just more so just wanted to be not wanting to work a 9 to 5. Like, I was just disgusted with just like going to 9 to 5 and working with these bosses, man. And I didn't like that.
Right. Especially when you got talent.
We're just going to add
that. So I think, what Lo said was true, is true. That it takes all of you, your whole self. So so sacrifice. I think for me, it was a mixed bag. So on one level, I did love the music in terms of, like, I enjoyed the craft of rapping. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoyed it. Like, okay, you lay down a verse. I'm like, my verse is about to be better than yours. It was like it was like a competition thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that part was there. I think for me, I had like other things that also had my attention. So like I was doing HVAC. I was a tech. And then I lost that job, got another job, lost that job, start selling Kirby's. So like, so like my financial and career world was in turmoil.
Right.
And you needed that stability in that to fund the music. And so I think that is kind of what ripped me from it.
Yeah.
And
not to cut you off, C, but after I actually left the group for a little bit, I know you, S-Class, and Low Shaw continued.
Right.
How much farther did you guys go at that point?
I mean, we were kicking it consistent, to be honest.
Finish an album or no?
Nah, I mean, like you said, we were still young then too, and the focus wasn't there. Like, we weren't really hungry. Like you said, we was thinking about women getting rich and all that, and not really pursuing it. Because like you said, you gotta give it 100% of all of you, all your time. You gotta sacrifice sleep, friends, partying, and I mean, I know for me, I chose a lot of that over the dream.
I mean,
and I actually remember one thing you said. I don't know if you remember this, but we were.
What I said or Low said?
You.
What did I say?
Like we was in Greenville, and you was like,
North Carolina.
Yeah,
that's
you
for
was
the people that's not in North Carolina.
Yeah,
Greenville, North Carolina.
And you was like, What is it going to be today, fellas? Business or play? You remember that?
It sounds like something else.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, just statements like that. Like, if you're going to make it, it has to be 100% business all the time. So, like, there's really no need to celebrate if you haven't accomplished anything. It's, that's how I look at it.
And the reason why I brought that up, Cortez, is going back to your total package investment.
Right.
Those mistakes of not being consistent with the continuation of pursuing what we wanted to do.
Right.
What's going to be different right now for your total package investment?
Well, you learn these lessons. These are hard lessons that you learn as a man growing up. And so what I learned was that you need to focus on one thing at a time. And then from that one thing, other things are birth. And so for me, the only thing that I'm focusing on is this $18,000 that I got left.
Yeah.
So
you trying to be a homeowner?
Yeah, man. I got some good news about that too, man. So
let's tell the listeners about it.
Yeah. So I'm in the process of getting my first investment property, man. I met with a lawyer 3 days ago.
Oh wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Good
So it was a house that was already in my family's name, and so we were trying to get it back. And so the lady who was owning the house, she agreed to sell it to us. And so you can get property by taking over the payments of someone's house, and you take it to a lawyer, and you get him to write up the contract. It's called contract for deed.
Contract for deed.
Mm-hmm. And so basically what the contract says is that once the loan is done, the title will transfer from their name to my name. So I'm making the payments now. She wins because she doesn't have a mortgage that she has to pay because she's not even living there. And then I win because I have a property that I didn't even qualify for because the loan stays in her name. And I just make the payments until the mortgage or the loan is done. So yeah. So I'm not going to be living in that house. So that house is back east.
Okay, so I guess for you to, get the highest profit for that, are you going to do rental rooms individual, or are you just going to rent it into Section
No,
8?
not there because that house is, near my parents. And so we need some stable people. I don't want to bring drama. You know what I mean?
Just look for a family.
Yeah. So,
are you going to do this screening yourself, or are you going to hire real estate?
Well, I'm going to get them to do it.
Who?
My parents.
Your parents going to do it?
Yeah, they're going to do it because they know people in the area already. So that part is done.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, real estate, man, is if you want to reach the quickest way to wealth, it's definitely real estate. I would have to say that's in probably the top 5 categories of just
it
really
is
making money.
I agree. I was hearing someone said that the real estate has created more millionaires than any other profession.
Oh, real estate did.
Yeah. I don't remember reading it, but I remember a guru talking about it. But I mean, it's understandable. Even in the book, I talked about this book. Was it with you? I think it was on my YouTube channel, but the name of the book is called The Millionaire Next Door. Mm-hmm. And in the book, it talks about some of the different occupations that these millionaires have. And one of them is like auctioneers, but another one is mobile home investors. That was one of the occupations.
Mobile home investors.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you told me about that.
Yeah. That's coming. That's coming.
Yeah.
I haven't got into it yet, but I'm definitely trying to make it happen. So
you know what else? Something is really, really cool to try.
What's that?
Tax liens.
I heard about it. I don't know much about it though, but I heard about it.
Basically, when someone's behind on the taxes, like let's say for instance a boat or a shed or something like that.
Right.
What you would do is you actually be able to just pay for the tax lien for them. And at that point, it's still a win-win situation because you can actually still make money off of the percentage of paying it off for them. And also, the second thing is, if for some reason they fail not to pay it, You actually get the.
You own it.
You actually own it at that point.
Yeah. I think I heard. I heard about that briefly. I don't know much about it. And that's the thing about real estate is that there are literally hundreds of ways to make money in real estate. And so I think for people who are interested in it, you have to know that going in. There are a lot of ways to make money in it. You don't need to know all of the ways. You just need to know a few of the ways and get good at those strategies, and you can become wealthy in the process.
So who are you studying under at this point? Like,
right. So let me back up a little bit. So just a little bit about real estate is that this is kind of a, what would you say, proverb that floats around real estate circles, but you have one-time money, temporary money, and then you have forever money. So those are the three types of ways you can make money in real estate. So if you need income, if that's like your primary concern in the beginning, just cash, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 pops, you do the one-time money. And so with that, you have house flipping, which is what most people are aware of, renovating houses, wholesaling, and then lease options. So those are some of the ways you can get one-time money in real estate. So the guy that I look at does the lease options. And so he's a YouTuber.
What's his name?
Joe Crump. So he's been doing, what he does is a lot of lease options. So it's a way to make money one time. And so that's why I was aware of the contract for deed, because of him. And so I knew about that strategy. And so since I knew about it, I offered that to the person who was selling me the house. Let me take over your payments.
So the process also starts by convincing the current owner of that home to do it, right?
Yeah, they have to be motivated. That's for sure. And so she was motivated. Now, in the beginning, maybe 3-4 months ago, she wasn't.
So you had talked to her previously, and she just wasn't down for it.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
And a lot, real quick, and a lot of times is that sometimes the lawyers, you got to go to the right lawyer. So you want to go to a title attorney, because some attorneys don't know what this process is. But so you just can't take it to any random lawyer. It has to be a title attorney, and a title attorney is able to do those deals for you.
Right, cool, man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
What about the real estate game? What you got going on in real estate? You do everything else.
I mean, to be honest, that's the ultimate goal, man. Like, to get into real estate. Like, like you said, that's when you're wealthy, when you can buy and sell property, especially commercially. Man. And then, doing this construction stuff, you rub a lot of elbows and learn a lot of, meet a lot of people.
You can get into the flipping houses quick, because most people who do flip, like house flipping, they have this construction background. That's why I'm not into that, because I'm not trying to learn that. But if you already know it,
might as well.
Yeah. You're like 1 foot in already.
Definitely. Then you got to pay nobody to do it. You do it yourself. So it cuts the labor costs. Just buy the supplies. You already got relationships with people. So you're getting products cheap.
Yeah.
So you've met a lot of people basically networking through construction.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it's a shady industry, but...
Why do you say it's shady? What do you mean by that?
Man, like, it's companies being owed millions still for jobs years and years ago. Like, it's hard to get your money sometimes. Like, I work with a company, they owe them like $160,000. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but it's real shady, man. It's worse than the drug game, to be honest. Like, 'cause, that's big money. You know what I'm saying? Like, property.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, the supplies alone sometimes be $1 million.
Wow.
And then, people putting in the labor, they're not playing, but definitely real estate, man. That's the way to go.
Real estate is where it's at.
That's where it's at.
Do they have any classes like down here in like the Raleigh area?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Weight Tech offers them all the time.
So are these paid classes, or are they free to the public?
They're paid classes, but they're not much though. Because Weight Tech has this side of the community college called Workforce Continuing Education, and then under that, you can take classes that deal with real estate. So I took a class. So that's how I was able to know some of the lenders in this area. So, but yeah, they have classes. You can also, like, obviously you can do YouTube, right? You have professionals up there. Wade Tech has classes, and you can also go to these home buying seminars that some of these lenders will host, and so that's free to the public. And also, Wade Tech has a small business center, which a lot of people don't know about. I just found out about this. And you can go there and listen to free seminars on business, like how to start a nonprofit, tax essentials, marketing, all of those different aspects of business. You can go to Wake Tech Business Center and sign up and show up. And
Okay,
you have
so
good.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Everything that you just named, why isn't this taught in basic business administration courses? Is it or is it not?
I have never.
I actually took business administration when I met you. That's what I was taking.
Okay.
Like, a lot of information is shared. Like, a lot of people don't really want you to know too much. You'd be too dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just like high school, like, they teach you how to work for somebody, making $7 an hour, but they don't tell you how to own your own stuff. Like,
Right.
And
you got to learn stuff yourself. I mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
You got to teach yourself. You got to read. The information is there. Like you say, you just got to go to the places and apply yourself.
Yeah.
Just like any other successful business, you got to go after it.
And speaking of which, what I'm so happy for, Will Smith and Nas, that financial literacy that they're actually investing in, I think they did it last week. I felt like that was really cool. The fact that so many schools, public schools, they don't offer financial literacy. I think that's really killing our generation. Like, the generations that are coming up, just not understanding money, man.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
These young rappers, 17, 18 years old, they get these $1 million deals, and they go out and buy $50,000, $100,000 chain and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
Just think about, like, if they really have financial literacy, like how much longer they can actually keep their wealth, man, and just continue to build on it.
Mm-hmm.
And see, and they good with what they do, man, because like, with the streaming now, it's so much money being made, but they glorifying throwing and spending it. You know what I'm saying? And people fall into that trap. But it's a lot of artists I've heard speak that, said they're going to stop buying chains and, like, start getting real estate. People starting to become aware, slowly.
But like, their handlers or their lawyers, like, they should have some type of, what's the word I'm looking for? They should have, like, some
accountability.
No, they should have, like, a mentor or somebody, like, in their ear to, like, say, hey, man, this probably isn't the best idea. Like, some type of financial advisor. I mean, is that on the category for an attorney, a manager? You got them on the payroll, so why don't you have, like, some type of, like, financial advisor in that?
People don't want to be told what to do anymore. Especially with their own money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not really being told what to do. It's just somebody. You got to plan for the future. Everybody live in the moment,
Yeah.
Especially the young crowd, It's all about partying. And, that's more glorified than anything, So.
And I think people assume that you don't have to be taught about money.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you feel like that?
I guess if you grow up in a way where money is not discussed, you assume that, I understand money. You just assume it. You think it's natural. So, but it's not, right? If you shouldn't increase your spending when you increase your income. Some people, when they increase their income, they increase their spending. If you increase your income, the rational, wise thing to do would be to keep your spending the same. But I don't know. I think you absorb that knowledge and understanding about money from the culture.
Okay, so let me ask you this: you got a young kid, pretty much raising the projects his entire life, just his mom and himself, and he gets a deal. I would think that because he was in poverty for so long, when he actually gets that money, I feel like he would appreciate it a little bit more.
Right.
Do you feel like that's the opposite of that, Los?
I
Because
mean,
I know you always say, man, when you get on like that, you're going to just go back and you're going to do everything for your mom and your dad. Like, that's like your number one priority.
Yeah, because I was like, we grew up like, I'm not going to say, we was in worse circumstances, but we didn't have money like that. So honestly, when I did get money, I did kind of party because, I never really was able to enjoy anything. I never really had nothing. So when that money hits you and you're young, I mean, you're going to have a good time. You've been stressed out your whole life.
So are we saying this is an age thing?
Well,
not a knowledge thing? Is that what y'all saying?
Yeah, I think people think that the rich are the only people that are greedy. Poor people are greedy too. So like, just because you don't have money, that doesn't mean that you're not greedy. So because it's a condition of the heart, it's a mindset. So you can be in poverty, but you can have a wealthy mindset.
Yeah, definitely.
Which basically says, okay, I know how to manage resources. That's a wealthy mindset, even though you're in poverty. But you can be in poverty, but you can also have a poor mindset as well.
Yeah.
And a poor mindset basically says that when I get money, I spend it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? All the nice stuff I seen on TV, I want.
I was talking to someone the other day, and I was talking, and I asked them, I said, hey, why do you spend your money as soon as you get it? I was trying to understand.
Yeah.
I was just trying to understand the mindset.
Yeah.
And he said, because I know that I'm going to get it next week.
Oh, well, I mean, and I feel like, you know,
and it was just wild, man. I was trying to understand that, but.
And like, I seen a meme that kind of describes what we're talking about. Like, you got the rich young kid, got all the jewels and stuff on. Then you got the white guy that's wealthy.
Right.
Just more regular New Balance. Regular, but he's a billionaire.
Yeah,
but,
granddad shoes.
Yeah, he ain't spending it like he's a billionaire.
Steph Curry's.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, man. Yeah, but, but I don't know, man. You should have more discipline, but, like you never had nothing, man. You just want to have a little, but that lifestyle becomes addictive, though. Like, especially like strip clubs. Oh, man.
Is that the first piece of real estate you will get once you get your money? I mean, you can be honest about it.
I mean, probably strippers and wings. You know what I'm saying? Sex sales. That's the biggest seller right now.
Strippers and wings, man. Like I'm just thinking about that. Like I'm in front, like just watching a dance. I can't stand to have the fact that she might throw some crabs, something like that, from my legs to my chicken wings.
Yeah, like,
I don't want no crabs in my wings, bro.
Two things to be separated. That's food and pussy. Oh, yeah, because, it ain't not too sanitary in there, But,
yeah, Los, man, I don't think nobody want no crabs in their chicken wings, man.
But, see, we can have a spot beside a strip club. When they leave, hey, you worked up an appetite tonight. Don't spend that money you got. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
See? It all works out.
So, Los, what about like drug dealers, man? You feel like they have a discipline? Most drug dealers. Do you feel like they got a discipline?
So the ones that are getting money consistently, yes, because like in the drug game, one slip up, like one not answering the call, you know what I'm saying, one time, that could lead to somebody easily meeting somebody at the store, like, okay, that I got so and so. I was looking, my man ain't answering the phone, and then so it's just, and the effort it takes. You got, might go days without showers, you know what I'm saying, because you don't want to miss no money. They're very disciplined, and most of those people are very successful. They're invested.
And I would have to agree with that. I mean, you look at Jay-Z. That's how he started, man. Like just moving weight. And then now he's probably the first billionaire in hip hop.
And see, people, try to, degrade hustlers, but those are the ones that figured it out. You know what I'm saying? They figured out about money, how to invest. Even though it's drugs, they learn how to invest, save, and get that connection with someone that,
But you know what, Los? I feel like, man, most of these businesses and companies, they were built on dirty money. People look at think it was like a happy-go-lucky story, but
nah.
Most of these empires were just built on corrupt money.
Oh yeah, man. Look at how they did the Indians. You know, since day one, man, they savages, man. You know, but and I learned from them though. You got to be the same way. You got to be savage. Like business, you have to be savage. That doesn't mean you have to be an asshole, but your decisions are for your business to prosper. So if somebody gets fired because they're lacking, I mean, they shouldn't be mad because, you know, they should did what they're supposed to. You know, the strongest is the weakest link, you know.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So, yeah.
And going back to what I was saying about Jay-Z, but I actually thought that Dr. Dre was going to be, or he was the first billionaire. When he sold those Beats headsets to Apple, didn't that bring him over to like the
I'm not sure. I thought I heard
actually,
I'm not sure.
yeah, they said he did. You know what I'm saying? Because I forgot who was in the studio with him and they spilled the beans before he announced it. But yeah, he was supposed to be the first one. I don't know.
Yeah, that was weird to me when they said Jay-Z. I assumed that Dr. Dre had already hit that mark.
But to be honest, I feel like Jay-Z, before that announcement, Jay-Z had already reached that. Him and Beyonce were going crazy getting that money.
You mean combined?
Yeah, but still, though, you know, just...
Yeah, as their brains together, I feel like, you know, they probably reached that.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, even with the ball team, he might have did it by himself. You don't know about how much money he had from the streets already.
Whose team?
Jay-Z. I mean, you know, he got the Nets.
Okay, the ball team. Okay, got you.
He had to release them as he became a agent.
For real?
So as he became an agent, he actually had to release his shares of it. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So yeah, so I don't think he actually owned the Nets anymore.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that.
Speaking of which, man, you guys catch the NBA Finals?
Man, actually, I didn't.
Yeah.
You catch it?
Yeah, I saw it.
How you feel about the Toronto Raptors, man? Like, you felt that was a deserving win without Kevin Durant?
I mean, I'm a Kawhi fan, but, you know, I was going for the Warriors.
You're actually going for the Warriors?
Yeah, I just like to see greatness continued. Yeah.
You feel like they were a great team?
No, just like dynasties. Like, I just have this thing with dynasties. Like, I just like to see people dominate. Yeah. But I was happy that Kawhi won, though, because I always said that he was in my top three, so it was good.
Top three best players right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Who's your top three right now, NBA?
You got Giannis, you got Kawhi.
But Giannis first? Wow.
I mean, not maybe in that order, but just, you know, the ones that leave it on the court every single night, you know, no matter what.
Mm.
And,
so basically, you're saying LeBron is pretty much, he's slipping from this point forward.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, you know, I know he had his little injury, but it seems like every year LeBron gets faster, stronger, and smarter. I mean, he's great. I mean, I can't take nothing from that, man. And he's also great off the court.
Yeah.
So I definitely respect him a whole lot. Probably out of everybody, him, like, he's really doing his thing for the people.
So is he not in your top three or no? You said you
no,
Giannis,
because
and then you mentioned Kawhi.
One thing about like Kawhi and them boys ain't no crying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's go get it. You know what I'm saying? You got time to be crying to the ref. You know what I'm saying? He got it. You see Kawhi, he don't smile. He got that killer instinct like Jordan. LeBron doesn't have that.
Cortez, give me that Kawhi laugh real quick.
You stupid, man.
No, I want you to give me that laugh.
Yo, I don't know how to do that laugh, man.
that thing's strange, man.
Yo, that was one of the most weirdest things I've ever heard in my life. Yeah. That first time you sent me that video, I was like, yo, like,
yeah.
I thought it was like some type
matter of fact, you the one showed me the first time too.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
How we all hung out,
the L House,
he actually doing their award speech for he actually told me like to do the laughing, man, and he sure enough he did it. And I think it's actually his real laugh, man, but it's one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. And you guys, when you listen to it,
sounds like a soundtrack.
It sounds like a what?
To death.
Like a laugh soundtrack. You know those fake laughs that you hear from comedians.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
And Kevin Durant, man, like you think the Warriors handled that like they were supposed to? That injury, man.
You know,
I felt like that could have been prevented.
It was interesting though because I was hearing commentators talk about that. Is that when he first went down with the calf, everyone was saying, why is the ice down on his Achilles?
Yeah,
like the ice supposed to be higher, and so people thought that maybe he did something to it then. But that's a tough call. I don't think LeBron would have went out.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I don't think LeBron would have went out.
That's why I can't say he's the greatest, man. Like they keep
He
saying,
doesn't, yeah.
he doesn't he,
Sacrifice.
Come on
Yeah.
now. Yeah, he
Okay,
get an
so-
ingrown toenail. He don't play, man.
So basically, you guys equate greatness with the killer instinct. You feel like because he doesn't have that killer instinct, like he just will never be the greatest of all time.
And you got to think like you know how people, like me and Cortez are talking about chemistry. This man came to the Raptors, never played with these guys, and led them, and they followed. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
What about
you know what I'm
team
saying?
basketball, though? The Raptors, they play team basketball.
But see, that's the thing. Great players like Jordan, like everybody on his team was a baller. You know what I'm saying? Even though he took most of the shots, he know when he passed that ball, they're gonna do what they do. You know what I'm saying, to back him up.
Right.
You know, he had killers on the squad with him, and so does Kawhi. But except for like Lowry, he ain't no killer. But them boys ball, man, they leave it on the court. You know,
You think Kawhi's going to stay? You think he's going to resign?
He should stay.
he should. But
Why do you feel like he should stay?
It's the best move for him. He
Wait,
won a chip.
Hold on. Why do you feel like this is the best? He won one championship.
Yeah.
But why do you feel like this is the
I
best move for him?
think strategically, when you look at the NBA as a whole, the Wild Wild West has all of the major players. So why would you, one, just put yourself in all of that competition when you know it's going to be harder to get to the Western Conference Finals?
So does anyone give LeBron respect for actually doing that?
Oh, for going from East
For going
to
out
West?
to the West. Does he get any respect?
That's
for
a good question, man. That's a good question.
that? Any respect, Los?
I never thought about it like that.
I mean, to be honest, I mean the West always been a powerhouse. So to kind of go there at the end of your career, like and still ball and compete, that does say something. But I mean,
yeah, he was. They were
LeBron's a
the fourth
beast, though.
seed though before he went down.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like 20 and 14 or something like
I
that.
mean, he always gonna make you better. But like I said, that greatness, man, like it takes a lot more than what you do. Like no flopping. I know a lot of people flop, but just play the game.
And again, they're about to close that deal for Anthony Davis. Again, people that are living on a rock. AD going to the Lakers. You guys feel like that's going to be enough for them to get over that hump? Because if you look at it, we go back to Golden State. Klay
Right.
Thompson's going to be out for half of the year.
Yeah,
And I don't think Kevin Durant is coming back with that Achilles this year.
doubt it.
So the West is going to be pretty much wide open. So with them and AD, if they can get maybe a third maximum guy,
Kimba.
Kemba.
I think they was trying to get him. I don't know. Like my brother, he was talking about that. I'm like,
So right
I
now, basically, they narrowed it down to
that'd be a
three.
beast.
It's basically going to be Kawhi, Kyrie Irving, and the third option, I believe, they're actually looking at my man that just was traded to Philly,
Oh, Jimmy Butler,
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Buckets.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're going to max one of those guys out, or they're just going to put the money together and probably get maybe 2 or 3, side pieces, just to try to get it done. I think Seth Curry's out there right now. They're looking at him, maybe like a Patrick
ball,
Beverly or something like that. But I feel like Kyle Kuzma. I feel like he can actually be that third guy.
Yeah, I think
He's still there, right?
Yeah,
He didn't go with the.
Yeah.
He didn't go with the trade.
Kuzma was that guy.
Yeah.
Like he's coming into his own.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, they have a good shot of getting to the finals with this currently built team.
With the current build team.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, AD, man.
I mean, alone. Like I'm gonna keep it 100 with
Gosh.
you. LeBron is in his passing phase now. He got somebody to feed it, and that man can score.
Yeah.
The chemistry is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
And then you got, like you said, Kuzma.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna always do him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Curry,
feel like
Curry
he-
is not going to be enough.
Oh no,
Curry alone.
nah.
So you feel like
definitely
if LeBron takes on more of a Magic Johnson role and just be a distributor,
He's kind of always been that, though.
not. Bruh.
That's
Yes.
kind of his attribute is really, when you look at him from my perspective, he's always been like a pass first guy.
Yeah, he's never been a ball hard. That's one thing I respect
Yeah.
about him too. He might be the greatest on the team, but he's gonna give his players a chance to be involved. And now he has AD to dish it off to, and he's already coming through the lane. People scared, moving out the way. It's gonna be dunk fest,
I
man.
mean, Los, that's all good and well, but who's going to be the closer? AD hasn't been known for a closer. I mean, he doesn't have really that much.
I don't know
playoff
much about his
experience.
closing.
But see, that's the thing too. I can't take away from LeBron. He might not have killer instinct, but he will close something.
He went
though.
through the East that year.
He will
everybody
close
out.
on you now. I'm not taking
LeBron's
away from him like that. He will close on you.
So do y'all call him clutch? Would y'all call LeBron being a clutch player?
He's making his way towards it.
Yes, because he has a lot of moments.
Yeah.
But he just don't have that killer instinct where every single time he does what's necessary. He might choke up every now and then, you know.
Like when I'm thinking about game on the line, like some of the players that come to my mind, obviously, is Jordan. AI is going to get you a bucket.
Okay.
Kobe's going to get you a bucket in those crucial moments.
You will put LeBron over Kobe, top 5 right now.
Oh, I mean, oh my gosh, man.
I know my answer.
Yeah, I would put Kobe over LeBron. I would put
Los, would you?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I'm not so let me say this right here real quick is I used to not give LeBron any credit. All right, I changed a little bit when I stopped comparing them to kind of what you were saying, the mentality, like assassins, like go get it.
Killer instinct.
Yeah. So what LeBron does is he's kind of the tide that lifts he's more like a general. And Kobe and Michael more like assassins. That's kind of how I look at it. And
that's a good comparison.
And so LeBron, in terms of like comprehensive impact on the game, I mean, think about those chase down blocks and those crucial moments.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely...
Those rebounds, guard 1 through 5. You know, it's kind of hard to just push that to the side when we talk about this. So... went through, I mean, that when that team, when he beat the Warriors that year.
When they came down.
3-1. I mean, good gracious, man. That's something. I guess it's hard because when you look at Michael, okay, never lost in the finals, never went to a game 7 in the finals.
6-0.
3-peat, went, played baseball, came back to the game, another 3-peat.
Yes.
Like when you compare that, like who's gonna ever top that? Nobody. So anyway,
and with that, man, I'm gonna just say he's not seeing Kobe, man. Kobe is all of the above. Kobe was it, man. Like, you know, I never seen a player with a mentality like Kobe. You know, Kobe was a assassin.
You know
like
what, though? Some people say Kobe's the poor man Jordan. Would you disagree with that?
I put it like this. That's the closest thing to MJ, if not identical.
Yeah.
He did identical stuff MJ did, man. Like, and he just like, and in big moments, he knew who to get a ball to. His IQ was crazy. He knew who had to look in their eyes, who to get the ball to. Like when Ron Artest finally won the championship. He gave the ball to that man at the end of the game and all net.
What series was that?
That's
the Orlando series or was that Boston?
That was Boston because him and Paul Pierce were going at it, and he ended and he
Paul
did
Pierce
it.
is that dude.
And see, Paul Pierce, my favorite player.
Yeah, I mean, I know that.
For him to do
the most underrated player in my book.
Paul Pierce, hey, look, I like I said in the hook, truth. Paul Pierce, man. Paul Pierce is the truth.
Yeah,
you know he came back from being stabbed multiple times and balled out. No excuses. That man done had injuries and come back out the locker room and give you 40.
Paul Pierce is that dude.
I was listening to one of his interviews on the Breakfast Club. I think I'm not for sure if he's going to do it or not, but he may join the Big Three. You guys watch any of the Big Three games?
Yeah.
I haven't watched them, but I've seen the highlights.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think Ice Cube, he came on, he was on media talking a couple of days ago. I think they actually dropped the age down now to like 27. Mm-hmm. Their main goal now is to actually try to get players to come on, and if they do good, to actually get them back into the NBA.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I felt like that was going to be cool. And I've been watching like Nate Robinson, man, but he still looks like he can actually still play in the NBA.
Nate the Great.
Yeah, his career was over too soon. I don't know what happened with him, his situation, but
he was balling out in Chicago that year.
Yeah, he'll give it to you. He'll give you his life. You know?
I just don't understand these NBA owners. Also, man, like I've been watching some videos with Carmelo. Do you feel like this is still the NBA for Carmelo? Or you feel like it's a wrap for him?
I think Carmelo can still ball, man.
If he's anything like he is in that workout video, he's everything is more fluent. Like you could tell he's really been working on his shot because it was like an old crazy off the wall shot. But he if he play like that, like calm, relaxed, Carmelo's that dude, man.
Yeah.
Since Syracuse, I seen him. You know.
Yeah.
What team right now you guys feel like could use Carmelo?
I'm keeping 100 with you. I'll tell him to go to the Lakers.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? He making a comeback.
Yeah.
I think that would actually be a good fit. So
Oh.
you feel like Carmelo would the entire time just be a spot up shooter? Because that's what I feel like the Lakers need now. They just need to surround LeBron right now with just shooters.
Shooters, yeah.
And I believe he could. I mean, he used to be a shooter, man. I don't know what happened to him. He fell off. I don't know if he can make a return, but if you know,
I wouldn't mind seeing him go to Portland.
Portland?
Yeah.
You know what? I take my answer back.
Yeah, because I
Him with Lillard
love
and-
Dame Dollar, man.
And then CJ a hooper, man. I didn't
Yeah.
really. I used to
Yeah.
sleep on him. CJ a hooper,
Yeah, he
man.
balls up.
Consistent too. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, that would be perfect. Melo out there.
Do you think they're actually the best back-to-back or backcourt duel?
Well,
feel like
they
Steph and,
the Warriors kind of really show them who the best was this year.
I mean, like,
with that,
Yeah.
with those guys being swept. So
Yo, it wasn't even like fun.
Yeah.
Man. They go up like 16, 17 points. I'm thinking, okay, they about to get this one. And then it's just like Steph and Clay and Draymond, they just clowning them, man. They're just
Yeah.
coming back in like the late third part of the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
man. So,
yeah, killers, man.
yeah,
They never give up, man. Like they just play through it, man. They know, you know, they believe in each other.
yeah. I was going to say one thing about LeBron too, where I kind of put him a little higher, is that when you think about NBA, some players change the game, and I think like we saw Magic a little bit, right? Someone who's 6'8", 6'9", handling the ball, right? And then we saw a little bit of that in McGrady, and we saw a little bit of that in Lamar Odom. But I felt like LeBron made that normal, where, because, you know, traditionally you had center, you stay here, forwards, you stay here,
right.
guards, you stay here. But when LeBron came, he changed that whole model. It was an innovation.
Yeah.
And
True.
so from that, we see the Durants, the Giannis's, the
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons of the world, where you have these guys that are 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", handling the ball. I think LeBron made that possible, where he changed the traditional model
It's like a
of the
point
NBA.
forward. You can-
Yeah, so that's like when you do stuff like that, you gotta like, okay, man, this is different. And then I think Curry is doing that too with the three game.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, we didn't think the
You mean
game,
the range,
the
or just
range, yeah,
how effective he is.
the range and the handles together. Because we always had 3-point shooters like Ray Allen, Reggie Miller's, but they would go around like 50 picks.
No handle.
50 picks just to get that one shot. But Curry will run around those screens, but he will also step back three from half court buckets.
Yeah.
He made that normal.
As everybody started imitating that.
Yeah.
Especially Damian Lillard, to be honest.
Lillard,
He started
yeah.
shooting from half court.
Yo, that was so serious
Yeah.
when he ended OKC Thunder, man. Like that.
He
was
been doing that
so
all
serious.
year though. That was the
Yeah,
thing.
you know, him and Westbrook, they really hate each other, man.
Yeah.
And he brings the best out of that man.
They usually used to dap up before then. They used to dap up before the games. But I felt like, you know what I'm saying, Russell just started being disrespectful.
Oh, yeah. I don't like that guy, man.
Like, yo, this dude is wow, man. Like, he just the smallest thing, like, he'll just go bulk wow. But
or hit a free throw and then go crazy or something.
Yeah, but one thing though, when Nipsey Hussle passed away, man, he dedicated that game to him, and he got like a really nasty triple double. That was one of the really good performances I've seen Russ do.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was pretty cool.
He just reminded me of a kid on Ritalin, man. He just always out of control, man. If he you see the games as he like when he play control. I mean, I ain't gonna front triple doubles. That's how the day started. He calmed down. But I hate when he get out of control, man.
Yeah.
He's a beast, though. I give it to him. Like,
Yeah, he doesn't take a day off like a playoff.
yeah,
league,
exactly.
so,
Like
yeah.
he give you 100% every time.
You ever think a Russell Westbrook led team will win an NBA championship?
No, too reckless and not NBA high Q. You know, his IQ still isn't there.
You got to be composed in the playoffs. In the playoffs, it becomes chess. You know, you have to think because you playing the same team 7 games, and you just can't run through a brick wall. I think that's going to work.
Right now,
So
this past season, for right now, what's the forward name that I played with Russ this year?
Paul George.
Oh, I was just about to say that.
You take Paul George and you switch him with Giannis, and then you add Klay Thompson to that. That's the OKC's big three for next season.
Giannis and
Giannis takes
Paul George.
Paul George's place.
Yeah.
And then they sign on Klay Thompson.
Wow.
So do you feel like that led team with
I
clash.
think Giannis and Westbrook are very similar players in terms of their mentality.
ball demanding?
Just like semi-reckless. I mean, I think Giannis. I don't know.
Yeah, Giannis,
He's a little more. He's a little more control. I take that back. I just think that they are too dependent on going to the lane
every time. They want to get to the lane every single time.
and you gotta have a variety of ways to score. And because Giannis, he's going to hit you with that Euro step or that spin.
Yes.
And and what they were doing, Toronto was crowding up the lanes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we just gonna put 4 people in here. You can't spin around all 4 of us.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
and the fact that Giannis didn't have a jump shot, I mean, that was pretty much the end of the season for him.
Imagine him with a jump shot, man. Imagine him and Ben Simmons with jump shots, man.
It still blows my mind. That's the thing. I don't know if
I can almost guarantee y'all that Giannis is working in the gym.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Probably not so much, but I can guarantee you Giannis is working on that right
But
now.
normally people have a jump shot already, though.
Yeah, that's part of the game. Like, you're a scorer, you're a scorer. Like Kobe. Kobe, everything.
Kobe came in
3.
with the jump shot. Like you have had that jump shot since you were 12.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know.
When was the last time y'all two played ball, man?
Matter of fact, it was probably with him.
Yeah, probably so.
How long ago was
Well,
that?
actually, I played with another guy at the church, but it wasn't like a real game. It was like a pickup game.
Like you won't crossing the deacon over anything?
Nah, it was a young dude, man.
Oh, young guy.
Yeah.
You talk about killer instinct, though, man. You ought to see this man on the court.
Oh,
You talking
man.
about serious tunnel vision, bro?
See, got tunnel vision
Dude,
like that?
man.
Bro, he be thinking I'd be joking, yo. I put him over LeBron in my top
Come
3,
on,
man.
he's stupid, yeah.
That man show up every game, man.
Crazy, man.
Even when he hurt his back that time, he was telling you, bro, we still went and got back to it, man,
It got
and
right back.
won. Yeah, like
I don't know when the last time I picked up a basketball,
Really?
man, and played basketball, bro. Like
you should do it, man. Let's get it, man. Let's ball, man.
we got to do it like one day, man. Just I'll come up here. We just go to like a local gym or something like that and just shoot around a little bit.
Yeah.
Get some cardio in, and that's
Yeah.
another secret for everybody. Health is wealth.
Yeah.
Get
Health,
your mind right.
health is wealth.
Yes. The
Yeah. So,
healthier you
Aaron,
are,
so
the
tell
more
us about
focused.
what you just went through, man.
Yeah.
You asking all of these questions.
I know, right?
It's my show. Of course, yeah.
Now it's your time to answer.
Yeah.
Get him, Cortez.
What happened, B?
To what exactly?
This new diet, man.
Oh yeah, man, this diet. I forgot to tell everybody about that. So I want to try this vegan diet, man, and I just try to be a little bit more health conscious. I know last 3 or 4 years I've cut out a lot of things in my diet. Like I stopped eating pork. I think I stopped drinking sodas at the age of like 13 years old, man.
I ain't know that.
Yeah, I
What?
actually stopped
For
drinking
real?
sodas when I was like 13. Like
Wow.
right back then, I knew like it wasn't something. Sodas wasn't actually good for you.
Cleaning acid.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, man. So I stopped pork, and I said to myself, I said, you know what? Like I didn't realize meat could be so bad when it's actually injected with steroids and genetically altered and
Yeah.
things like that. I just didn't realize the stuff that we're actually putting in our mouths, like in the grocery store. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna just try to go a little bit more organic. I felt like I know Quintus was talking about like the pricing of eating healthy and things like that.
Yeah.
Man, but can you actually put a price on your life and your health?
No, we can't.
Not at all.
When I looked at it that way,
That's
I said,
true,
you know
man.
what? Like that's an investment to me, man, because my body, your body just heals all. But you know what? I just couldn't. Long story short, I just can't do this vegan diet. I think I lost since what is it now? June 29th.
Something like that.
So I started back in May around May 15th, and since then I actually lost 26 pounds. I was like 177. Now I'm down to like 154. So that's like 6 weeks, man, just going hard with just like veggie juice. I'm talking about just putting parsley and water,
Man.
mixing it like in like the mixer, man, and just killing it in the morning, and then later
Oh
on,
my
put
god.
like a banana and some strawberries, bro, and just going to work, man, and just eating like spinach raw with kale.
I did that too. I was eating spinach, bro. I still got bags in the refrigerator, man.
Grasshopper, man.
Bro, but like seriously though, the
26
detox,
pounds.
the detox actually works. One thing about a detox, when you go back to certain foods, anything that just doesn't register with you,
Mhm.
it lets you know that it's not good for
that's true.
you. And I actually went back to eating eggs. I ate like a boiled egg. I didn't really want to go to anything fried. I ate like a boiled egg, man. I swear, man, it felt like the bottom was coming out, man. I went to the
That's a really
bathroom,
good feeling.
It was rough. So at this point now, when I boil an egg, I've been doing it for like the last 5 weeks. I'll just basically boil the egg and just take out the yolk and just eat the whites.
Gotcha.
So that's what I've been doing, like, and some using just eating toast or something like. But yeah, man, that vegan diet it just wasn't for me. What made you quit your vegan diet, bro? And you want to hear something funny? Like, him tell you like how he quit his vegan diet. Y'all talking about me, but let him talk about his vegan diet.
Oh my gosh, man! So I'm not going to really get into all of those details on the air, man.
Why not? Don't calling me out. Let's call him out.
Oh my god!
Oh man.
I know, it's just.
Like that's what it's all about.
No, it's funny.
Podcast. That's
No, it's cool, man. It's cool, man. Like,
tell
like my rationale was kind of weird. I will admit that, because I think part of my rationale was just that, I was telling y'all that, I didn't grow up really going to the doctor like that growing up. So my mom was just, like, we just believe. I remember, man. I remember there was a book called Natural Remedies I used to read when I was about 12 years
you had
old.
that in your house too?
Yeah.
My mom had the same book on the book.
Yeah,
man. I was looking at it back then, but I didn't really understand. Like,
I used to just look. I used to just read it all the time, and so like I think from that, plus my mom never really taking me to have checkups other than a dentist. It was always, let's try to figure this out naturally. So anyway, that's important because, that's going to give some context to what I'm about to say next. So, and then I was telling y'all the story about how when I was around 3rd grade, 4th grade, I was running and I tripped and I landed on some brick steps and I almost lost my eye. So I got like a scar right here on my eye.
That's where that scar actually comes from.
Oh yeah,
I always notice it. Like, I know we've known each other since like 8 years old, but like, so that's actually where it came from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was running and fell and landed on some brick steps, and I like turned like this at the last minute, and my eye was swollen like I got into a boxing match. Like I was fighting Evander Holyfield or something.
Your boy almost lost an eye.
Yeah. And so like my eye was swole shut and I couldn't even see out of it, just like a little bit. And I was, everyone was, making comments. I'm like, well, whatever, it was kind of like what it was.
Yeah.
And so it was swole, but I didn't go to the hospital. And so, it was real story, true story. So I didn't go to the hospital. So anyway, that's my background about just my perspective with health. It was just never in my DNA and in my practice. So anyway, having said that, so back to the vegan diet. So basically, I think it really came down to one, I was getting smaller. So I didn't like that, So how
much weight did you lose?
Probably about, so right now I'm at 173, 170, probably 170-ish. And I think I was in the 150s. So, that's a big difference, 20 pounds, as you know. And so I'm like, man, I don't like this. And so that was one factor. I think also, too, I, through a random circumstance, I had some blood work done. And the report basically says that,
an STD test.
No.
Sorry, man, to tell.
No.
That's cool.
No. I have had that before years ago when I was with y'all dudes, but I left that life behind. So yeah. But basically, no. So anyway, the blood basically said that the white blood count was low. So I'm like, what changed? My diet. So that's why I stopped. Yup.
Yeah.
Yup.
True.
How much do you weigh, Rose? What you got right now?
I ain't weighed myself in a while. Last time, man.
You like a $140.
Man,
Oh,
I would
nah.
say like 170.
Yeah.
Oh, it can't be no 170, bro.
That's how much you weigh?
Yeah, I guess.
Last time I checked, yeah.
Yeah.
170.
That dude swole over there, boy.
Yeah, I'm a little more like I'm slim, but
Swole life.
you know me, all my jobs always been working out, so I got a little bit of something. You know, I ain't no built dude, but got a little muscle in there. You know. Hey man, 140. Hey man, you cook a steak, man.
I was gonna say 140, bro.
Hey man.
I was gonna say 140.
Oh my gosh.
Like even me, when I'm walking down like 177, I felt like we were was really distinguished between our two weights.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of was funny to say that you actually.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm trying to get to like 190.
190.
Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna start UFC, man. Say
You
nah.
want to start UFC?
Oh no,
I mean, a lot of people doing that. 36
Going-
years
I'm gonna
old.
tell you like this,
Going
man.
into the octagon, man.
I'm not ready for that. Cause you need me in my face in front of my family. I'm gonna see you outside. you gonna knock my teeth out in front of my kids.
No, it's that right hand. That you
Man,
got, bro.
I
You
do
don't-
boxing before I do that.
Yeah, I box now all day, but UFC, no, they on a whole different level, man. They know how to use everything.
Everything's a weapon.
So, like, it's funny that y'all mentioned like that UFC. Y'all heard that what was going on between Justin Bieber and Tom Cruise?
Mm-mm.
Nah.
Justin Bieber actually challenged Tom Cruise to a UFC fight.
Tom already trained for all the movies. He gonna fold them.
I don't know, man. I think Justin Bieber will get him. Tom Cruise is what, like 56 years old?
Justin Bieber got swole, didn't he? Is he
Yeah,
swole?
but look, this is Tom Cruise. You can't say Tom Cruise haven't even aged. He's still like the young Tom Cruise, and he still run 30 miles in every
He on
movie.
that Ducati, man.
You know what I'm saying? He's like Will Smith. They run everywhere, fast.
And the fact that he actually
The
worship,
old man strength.
he actually worship an alien. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's that Scientology. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, that's crazy though. Him and the old girl from King of Queens. So well, she
no,
said
she
she used to be in it.
she
She
stopped
got
it.
rid of
She
it
don't
though.
really do it
Yeah,
no
she
more.
didn't like it. You know what I'm saying?
but they was asking her like to do like weird things.
Yeah,
But I
man.
think it was actually more so like a money type thing, though, right?
I didn't really get too much into her story, but I know she just left life alone and she was hurt about what happened.
Mm.
You know, I don't know what really went on, but you know that's how the world is, man. A lot of strange stuff happening in these, you know, religion and like movies. You know, you can't get a role unless sell yourself.
Unless you sell your soul. Or
You gotta sell your soul now. Yeah, you fuck around, you got a picture of penis in your mouth. You gotta do this role, boy. You don't want to do it no more? You will never be in another movie ever.
It's crazy though, man. But I mean,
I mean, it's
crazy.
real. That red couch, man. I heard about it, man.
so what about the music industry? Same thing.
I mean, see, that's the same thing. Like and it's crazy, man.
Please don't tell me that because if you make it, I'm gonna think you got.
See,
So
and
please don't tell me that it goes the same way in the music industry, bro. Please.
Oh, it does. Like that's why a lot of these, dudes made it. Like, they submitted, man. And I mean, they got on their knees. I mean, if you want money that bad, hey. But me, see, my
That's the
numbers
case, man.
going.
You might as well just stay independent then.
Oh
man.
no,
Come on.
they broke it down like certain amount of streams still mean a very nice income. You don't have to have hit records. Like it's been, because streaming is so big, that the numbers really don't have to be as many as people think to have a comfortable life. So that'll be me, because I'm not selling my soul.
Okay, so for a comfortable life, how much money are we talking about in a year's time for comfortable?
I mean, a year's time. I mean, you gotta be making. I mean, if you're smart with money, it could be as low as you making 100,000 a year, as long as you're smart with money. But to be comfortable, I say by about 10 mil a year. Cause they got items that cost over $1 million, so it's like you can kind of go broke easier this day and time. Now we were coming up $1 million, we thought was a lifetime, and we were wrong. But what you think? What's a nice number a year?
For the music industry, for
anything,
independent,
just being comfortable. Yeah, well, music being comfortable.
I would probably say 20 to 30 million a year. Like that's comfortable. I wouldn't say like $1 million a year right now.
Oh, nah, definitely
There's
not.
no way $1 million goes as further as it did like a couple of years ago.
Nah.
So I would have to say 20 to about 30.
You know what? Yeah. 10 is running it low too. So yeah, about 20 or 30. But no, man, I don't want to do music anymore now. Because if I make it, you could be on the podcast talking about Los P out here on his knees. You never know.
No. All jokes aside,
I
the
know.
Los, this independent label, man,
Mhm.
and you feel like that is the way to go for to really get into the music industry at this point, man. Like just the artists themselves, you feel like they should just start their independent label or just partner with somebody.
I mean, independent. If like keeping all your money is the best way to go, but you know, if you really an artist and you gotta have a. If you ain't got a strong team, then your situation probably calls for you to go to a major record label that can give you everything you need to get exposed. If you just, you know, trying to be independent and you don't really have your team set up, you're not gonna make it, you know. Because you know you got to focus on the artistry part, so you need everybody that's going to be handling the business.
And see, that's what I always try to tell people, man, that I'm talking to on a daily basis. When they always come to me for advice and say,
Yeah.
okay, well, hey, Joe, like, how are your projects, like, how are they moving so fast? And I always tell them, I'm like, if you build a team, you got to, that each person that you try to recruit, you got to show them your dream. You got to let them know that you're serious about it.
Yeah.
And once you can convince them to see your passion and your dream and they want to come aboard with it, I mean, you can just, your team can expand from that point.
Yes.
And when you got a team, man, you can just really start pushing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because there's a lot of artists. You know, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't like a lot of music artists make. I'm not like I listen to them, but I definitely respect their hustle because like now you can see it doesn't take talent, you know, to make a lot of money.
What does it take?
Work ethic. A lot of artists, like even like you know locally or whatever, it's a lot of artists. People ask, how do they make it? They work nonstop, and like you said, they show other people that they were passionate about their dreams, and they went and got it. It's power in numbers.
Who you listening to these days in the Raleigh area, like in the underground scene? What are a few artists you tapping through right now with your playlist?
I listen to like you know, Droop Smith, of course, Lil Bro, very hot. You know what I'm saying? Mally NSB. Let me see who else.
Are these from like the Raleigh area?
Oh yeah, you know they buzzing in the Raleigh area.
What about like Charlotte? Like you got any artists out there that you're listening to right now?
No, I mean of course the baby, you know, mainstream, but other artists, no, I don't really see. You know, I might see little clips of artists coming up, but it's so many people to keep up with now. I don't really know. Chaos out of Selma though, he's really about to blow, I believe.
Yeah, so you got to send me some links to some of these guys, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try to link up with them on like social media and see if I can find some information on them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, bring them on. 'Cause
Oh,
again,
definitely.
This year, man, we're going to just try to support the independent artists. Like that's going to be like the number one goal for the Dromatic Show podcast is to support our independent artists, man. We want to
Definitely.
keep pushing and basically get independent music, like give it the push that it deserves, man. There's so many talented individuals in the independent scene, man, that just don't get that push that they deserve.
Yeah, it's because the work ethic, man. Like you know, I'd have been to a bunch of studios where you know work's supposed to be done, and it's you know people clowning around playing all day. You know, the people that are really working.
Are they not taking the art serious, or they just don't have the work ethic built inside of them?
I mean, I feel like that's inside of you. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of lazy people. That's why it's not too many successful people. You know, the people that are successful, it's in their DNA. You know what I'm saying? To go get it. You know, and a lot of artists don't have that. Like I said, I don't listen to a lot of artists. I don't think they make good music, but I really respect like how they go get it. You know, they marketing BS music, but they're killing it because they shoving it in your face nonstop and they steady recording. So.
Can dedication be taught to somebody?
No, dedication got to be in you. I mean, somebody can mimic somebody, you know, can be around somebody and mimic their work.
Feel like somebody's work ethic could be contagious and just.
Oh, that's what I was just about to say. Your work ethic is contagious, but it still got to be in you to want to do it because it's a big sacrifice. Like you got to give up everything to follow your dream, and a lot of people can't do that. You know. They got to have that friendship. They got to have that person in their life, or they got to have an attachment to something that take their time away from what they believe. And most of the time, it's simple as a 9 to 5. Like people, I don't knock people working because I work, but um, if you have a real dream, then you really ain't got time for a 9 to 5 either. So that's a sacrifice a lot of people aren't willing to make, and it's hard to make because you got bills due, and you just going off what you believe. So
Well, what about this? Have you ever looked at it this way? What if they're actually working their 9 to 5 for that money to be invested into their business to build theirs? Have you ever thought about it that way?
I mean, a lot of people do that, but when it's time to say, okay, I'm gonna leave this job and trust that this music is gonna pay me for the rest of my life, that's a big decision. No matter how much money you got saved up, you know what I'm saying. So it still take the ambition to be inside you. Like I believe in myself. That's hard to do because I mean I'm 36 and I still do music, and that was kind of a part of it too. Like, am I gonna make it? Just having that thought. Even though it's gone now, but
Well, what do you mean it's gone? What
I mean, because I look at a lot of stuff I do. I won't be on social media. I look at people's success stories. I watch millionaires now on YouTube and stuff like that. So I see what they did. They took a chance.
Who are some of the people right now that inspire you and just kind of keep you to keep moving forward right now?
I ain't gonna. I watch this guy. I think his name is Gary V.
Gary
He just
Vee?
straight to the point. And he tells how it is. Like a lot of people want to charge you for information. Like a lot of black people, if they have information, they want to charge you for a book or something. This guy's actually on Instagram every day and on YouTube giving away information free for people to eat up. So I definitely, and he goes to, he's a millionaire now, and he actually goes and buys stuff at like a yard sale. Might be like a $15 card, a $5 card. He's selling online for $15 and shows it online. Now this is a millionaire with a $10 flip. He's still hungry. You know what I'm saying? A $10 flip excites him a day.
So Los, you feel like black people don't share the wealth of knowledge?
No, I mean you gotta be very close to somebody for them to give you some knowledge, and sometimes they don't do it. Then, like they want to charge you if they know something and you don't know it, they'll charge you for it. We don't break bread with each other like other races, and it's power in numbers.
You agree with that? You agree with that statement he just said about black people not wanting to share wealth with one another?
Yeah, I think that we'll make statements like this. We should start more businesses, or we should start more families, or we should start XYZ. And I think the reason, like if you look at these small businesses in a lot of other ethnic communities there, the reason why those businesses are there is because there's always a father there. You know what I mean? Like if you go into one of these stores, and if you go into one of these small businesses, you'll see a father there.
Exactly.
And I think like that's a big part of it, where in the black communities, sometimes you don't see like a father figure there. And because of that, I think that causes a lot of this lack of sharing wealth. It's like the men don't know,
really.
Yeah, the men don't know how to relate to each other because we look at each other as you're my enemy instead of you're my brother.
Exactly.
And the reason why we don't view each other as brothers is because perhaps our fathers haven't taught us to relate to each other as brothers instead of
that's real.
like warriors and no, this is my enemy there.
Exactly.
I think that's a big
my competition.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Like the head Negro in charge, like I'm gonna son you. That's kind of a dish, you know what I'm saying, as a verse versus let me try to lift up the next man. So yeah, I tend to agree to a certain extent. Yeah.